everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So earlier this week I made a video talking about how the GOA had uncovered some very disturbing information about how the FBI and ATF were monitoring civilians out of state Second Amendment activities using the NICS system. Now, this information was obtained through a FOIA request. Now, typically when the government sends information through a FOIA request, they redact it, but the government accidentally forgot to redact it and sent the GOA the complete documentation. Well, that caught the attention of Congress, and now I've got an update for you. It looks like the FBI and the ATF might actually be held accountable for once. Let's get to it. Now, real quick before we get started, if you're watching this video and you've not yet subscribed and you support the Second Amendment, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, but it really does help us out here quite a bit. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, and make sure you jump down in the comment section. That's where all the action happens. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So about a week ago, the GOA discovered that the ATF and the FBI were helping enforce state-level so-called assault weapons bans. And they were doing this through the NICS monitoring system, where they were monitoring individuals out of state Second Amendment activities. Now, this was being done at the federal level to help on state statutes. So these are state-level laws, state-level unconstitutional bans that, again, were being assisted by the federal government. I showed you guys these two documents that were discovered by the GOA right here. This is where law enforcement and other agencies could put somebody's name in, their personal identifying information, and they would send that off to these three-letter agencies. And for up to 180 days, these three-letter agencies would monitor the Second Amendment activities of these individuals, and they would report back to the state if anything was done out of state that obviously couldn't be monitored at the state level. So again, this was huge news that the federal government had been helping states enforce their unconstitutional, bans. So this was a very big deal. Well, again, that caught the attention of Congress. Now, thankfully, Senator Rand Paul has decided to launch an investigation into these three-letter agencies for their monitoring practices of civilians. Now, he sent a letter to both the ATF and the FBI requesting this information. Let's go ahead and take a look at that letter. Okay, so here's the letter right here where it says United States Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs. This is dated April 10th, 2025. This is the letter to the new acting director of the ATF, Daniel Driscoll. Now it says, "Dear Acting Director Driscoll, I write requesting information regarding the use of certain systems by the FBI and ATF. Pursuant to a Freedom of Information Act request by Gun Owners of America, the ATF inadvertently released unredacted documents regarding a system monitoring Americans seeking to exercise their rights under the Second Amendment. Upon realizing their error, the ATF initiated an ongoing, years-long effort to prevent the release of those documents. Based on limited public information, the NICS Audit Log Review monitoring system appears to allow ATF agents to request monitoring of a target for time frames ranging from 30 to 180 days after providing identifying information and applicable or potential violations of statute. Upon approval, the ATF would receive alerts from the FBI using the information in its NICS system. The existence of this program and the ATF's long-standing push to conceal it from the public raises questions about its general use and its potential to infringe on American civil liberties. For this reason, I request you provide complete, original, and unredacted copies of the following no later than 5 p.m. Eastern Time on April 24th, 2025. 1. Records showing the number of individuals for whom ATF is requesting or has requested NICS monitoring since April 28th of 2020. Records demonstrating the purpose for which each individual has been monitored. Records discussing the legality of the NICS monitoring. Records demonstrating the number of individuals prosecuted as a result of being monitored by the program, and records demonstrating any reported unlawful or otherwise improper misuse of NICS monitoring by ATF personnel or contractors of ATF. I appreciate your attention in this matter. So basically what's been happening for years now is that the federal government has been monitoring citizens while they're out of their home state. So let's say, for instance, California. California has a lot of different bans and restrictions, right? When somebody leaves California, let's say a California resident were to come to Nevada, they wouldn't be under those same restrictions because they're no longer within California's jurisdiction. Those same laws don't apply. So they can get something different while they're here in Nevada. Well, California obviously doesn't like that very much. They still want to keep tabs on you. So all they have to do is simply put your name in this database, which could be there for up to 180 days. And if you do anything that puts you through the NICS system while you're out of state, the FBI would simply inform California of what your Second Amendment activity was while you were out of state and then relay that information back. So even though you're outside of California's jurisdiction, California would still know what you're doing thanks to the federal government. Keep in mind that the bans that California has don't apply here, and they don't apply on the federal level. There is no ban at the federal level. So again, the federal government is basically helping states uphold their unconstitutional ban even when you were gone. So I'm hoping now that we have new leadership in these bureaucracies, with Patel being the director of the FBI and Driscoll being the director of the ATF, we can actually get some real substantive information that will help us discover how long this has been going on, who started it, who requested it, who has been providing this information, and all of these questions will be answered so that we can not only hold these agencies accountable, but also hold the people who are responsible for this accountable. I don't have high hopes that people will be held accountable, but at minimum, at least stop this practice from happening. So I wanted to let you all know about that today. I also want to thank the GOA for bringing this information to light. And I want to thank Senator Rand Paul for launching this investigation into clear bureaucratic overreach and infringements of our rights. So again, I wanted to let you know about that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, but it really does help us out here quite a bit. Thumbs ups are always appreciated if you found this information useful. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.